All right, guys, good morning to everybody. This is KEL on the 4th of November, 2025. CRAZII Global Market Talk with KEL. CRAZII anytime, anywhere. Now, how we start this session is always we will do a walk around of the global market before we go into the CRAZII system. All right, the whole time is about 20 to 25 minutes. All right, good morning to all my friends from different parts of the world. Thank you very much. All right, before that, we start this morning with the disclaimer applied as usual. Do your risk management. Make sure that you know what you're doing before engaging in anything. All right, let's walk through the market right now and see what's happening around the whole world. Okay, let me just bring it in. Okay. Can everyone see my CNBC screen? Good morning to you, all my friends online. Yes, good. Thank you, Jim. All right, NASDAQ closed higher to start November, all right, boosted by Amazon and other AI leaders. Now, basically, AI is leading the charge at the moment, and everyone is just going gaga over this AI. But the question is this, can this continue? Later on, I'll share something about Warren Buffett and why is he looking to sell again, all right? So the NASDAQ up by 0.46%, while the S&P 500 up by 0.17%, and the Dow Jones lost a little bit, 0.48. Now, in fact, I'm selling the Dow this morning. All right, I'll explain it later, yeah? Now, we all know that the Magnificent Seven, named Amazon, supported the market yesterday by rallying 4%. If Amazon upside wasn't there, I think yesterday NASDAQ would have fallen, yeah? Now, we all know that everybody's on the chip making side, but the thing is this, the valuation itself is getting a little bit tipping point, and I feel that the market for NASDAQ is due for a correction. So I will explain about it also later in the second half. All right, so basically the whole article was primarily talking about the importance of AI and why AI is good, the valuation and stuff like that. But you must understand, this is very, very similar to what happened in 1999, the NASDAQ.com crisis, and also the valuation now is about the same as 1929, all right? And one thing to note, although 300 companies have already sent out their earnings, 80% beaten expectation, but do understand the expectation itself are all revised downwards expectation. So with that, we all know that usually for November month, based on the stock trader LMAC, we know that usually the S&P will be up by 1.8%. But do note, they also mentioned that October is usually the month of volatility, but it didn't happen last month. So this style of things is more for reference than actually a forecast, yeah? Now, interestingly, we saw the Asian market coming off, right? I think they finally understand that the valuation in the US market now is a little bit tipping. And because of that itself, some stocks are definitely defying gravity, and that could trigger a correction, which I kind of agree. NVIDIA shares basically climbed 2% as US approved chip sales to UAE under the Microsoft deal. And the reason why I'm basically shorting the US Dow Jones because Warren Buffett may cut Berkshire Hathaway stake in Apple again in the third quarter. So we'll talk about Apple later on in the show. Now, there's something that I need to share with you, and all these are a little bit towards the negative side of the market, but it came with statistics and probability. So let's take a look. Now, I do have my own Twitter account or X account. It's called crazi.com. You can actually follow me on this. Now, every day I will find pretty good, interesting stuff to share on here. Now, one reason why the US stock market is going up because the Federal Reserve is pumping money. They just pumped $7 billion into the market yesterday. In fact, itself for the last week, they have pumped in $22 billion. So you notice why when the market goes down, there's always a very strong upsurge in the market. So we'll see in the chart later, yeah? And we also know that the I'll bring you the next one. Currently now the wait, this one. Okay, the Warren Buffett, right? You can see that his cash stockpile is now so big that it's already at $382 billion. Now, this has never been seen before. Now, which means that the study will happen very soon. If there's going to be any pullback of 5 to 10%, especially 10%, I'm pretty sure Warren Buffett will come in to buy big. So that's why with $382 billion in a kitty bag waiting for coming in, this is going to be massive. That's why I believe that 2026, there'll be a big rally in the market. Yeah. Now, we also know that he has been selling many shares. In fact, he has been selling for 12 consecutive quarters. Of course, in 2024, he sold the most. And now the repo market is definitely having a big of issue. That's why you can see the SOFR, less the IOR, a bit terminology, but you can read it on your own. Tell us that there is some issue ongoing undercurrently in the financial market. Now, one thing to note is that the valuation is really at crazy level. The last time we see something similar was in 1929, then in 1966, in 1999, and now 2025. Now, this is a very important valuation board which use the trailing PE, forward PE, the CAPE ratio, the PB, right? The EV/EBITDA, and Q ratio, market cap to GDP. So it's basically a cocktail of valuations indicator, and now we are at the extreme level, even higher than the 1966 and 1999 level. Yeah, though that's why again and again, as people are asking me why the market is a buy, I explain to them because it's on the AI drive. But if you ask me, I'd rather sell. But when we sell, we have to be very prudent. We must take profit because the market keep on coming back with buys from the bottom due to the Federal Reserve. Okay, so what has now happened in the market is alarming. All right, we need to be very careful. So guys, if you're interested to look at all this, a little bit more fundamental stuff, you can actually take it out. Yeah, but one thing to note is this one here called the margin debt. Now, margin debt is where everybody is on margins buying shares, basically borrowed money. The last time we saw that was in year 2000 when everybody go crazy to buy the NASDAQ counters. They got hit later on. The housing bubble in 2007, liquidity rug pull in 2021. So where are we now? Oh my God, we are considered as a leverage Olympic. It's the highest level. So I'll give you a number later on to take care of the financial market. All right. So with all this good stuff in the market, do consider to add me on Twitter or X. And then after that, you can watch and read on all this article. Yeah, I do not comment much over there. I just give you the articles to read on your own. Okay. All right. So now let's just go into the next thing we have. The next big one is the market itself. Let's take a look. Okay. Now, this morning, I mentioned to you I'm shorting the Dow Jones. And I feel that the Dow Jones is coming down, and it's really coming down. Let's take a look. Now, for friends of mine, I can see some of you coming to join us this morning. Thank you very much. Okay. Now, Dow Jones this morning opening price is already below the market itself opening price is below the MLP, which tells you that the market is siding towards the bear camp. All right. And you can also take notice that even though the market is coming down, the boys are still buying. And you can see over the last few days, the buying have been relentless. So that proves to you that the KSI is reading the big boys very well. And you can see that the last few days, the market keep on doing many dojis. And I said before, when you have multiple dojis at the top side of the market, usually means there will be some correctional movement towards the downside. Vice versa, if the doji happens and the market has many dojis at the bottom, usually it's more towards the upside. So now the thing is this, for today, I believe that the market will come down to 47,024 level. That is a pivot 2. Now we are very close to the MA30, which will become a very strong support level. If the MA30 fail, this could be catastrophic. But of course, if the market stays, then this could be a market bottom. So we'll talk about this when the time comes, okay? All right, so with this ongoing right now for the Dow Jones this morning, the downside has been set up. How about the upside? Now, if the market do rebound, then the MLP, let me take a look at the MLP level. Okay, this is what I hate most now. The thing just stuck there for a while. Oh dear. Okay, I think having some transmission issue again. Oh dear. Okay, this is what I hate. Okay, all right, need to resolve this problem. Yeah, let me just double check. Is my thing all going? Yeah, all is good. Okay, just bit of stoppage at the moment. All right, 47471 is the MLP. If the market do go up this morning, the first target will be the MLP at 47471. And of course, if the market continue to roll up, then we're going to see this 47707. Okay, so based on what we are seeing right now, I believe that later on, if the Dow do come down, touch this point, pivot to level, based on the KSI green, there's a very high chance the market will rebound from here. So traders, if the price do reach 47024, please take some profit, okay? Remember, when we sell with the KSI green, we can still sell, but sell small and be fast with your profit level. Okay, so that is the goal, Dow Jones, sorry. The next market will be the NASDAQ first for this morning. I want to show you NASDAQ. Okay, let's do it. Okay. Okay, for the NASDAQ, let's take a look. Now the NASDAQ has, again, no pivot for today. Yeah? Now pivot don't come every day, okay? Although most of the time the pivot will be around, but when there is a certain, excuse me, formation in the market, the pivot won't be around. Now what to take note is the KCL. Pardon me. Okay, so the KCL today is the one that could hold the market for NASDAQ. And we can see that now the market has traded below the NASDAQ. It's below the OP. So the KCL will be last base. If the NASDAQ break below KCL, 25,608 will be the first target. Now, one thing to note is a bit different compared to the Dow Jones. The KSI has turned red. So that's why I'm a little bit into selling of the NASDAQ too. I believe the NASDAQ will likely test the KCL later in the afternoon and then go towards this level at 25,608 for the NASDAQ. Now, of course, upside-wise, I cannot see much because there's no pivot. So if you'd ask me for the upside, maybe it's this point here, which is somewhere around, let me take a look. Okay, it's not able to show. Okay, at 26,130. Okay, so let's put at 26,000 as a first target base, yeah? Okay. All right, so that is the NASDAQ with the KSI red. So traders, please be very careful on the upside for today. Let's look at gold, my favorite gold. Now, this morning, we already made money on gold. I'll show you how I made my money on gold this morning, basically on the short side of gold, yeah? Now, someone asked a question, how come the repo are pumping money into the market and why is gold not going up? Now, the repo gold is in the market, it's called the money market, which is the bond market. It's not into the gold market, yeah? So a bit different. You must understand the difference there, okay? So that's why the Dow Jones got its benefit because of the blue chips counter, which a lot drive with the bond market, but not the technology side. Okay, I'm having some issue with the pulling my chart over. Apology on this, but this is the best I can do for now. So we really need to have some very powerful internet access. I heard from Jim here recommend me Starlink. All right, so let's later I'll try it out. Yeah. Okay, I'm still trying to get my gold into a picture, but it's still not able to come in. Let me try it one more time. Okay, while we're trying to do this on the side, friends of mine, good morning to all of you. Thank you for coming in. That's 51 of you online. Thank you very much. All right, this tonight we will have a Zoom. Remember, for those in Vietnam, we have a Zoom this later in the night to introduce the CRAZII system. Yeah. Okay, I am trying my best to bring in gold, but seemingly gold doesn't want to be responding to my. Oh gosh, let me just try again. Yeah, because there's a lot of internet connectivity between us. There's Zoom right now, and also the MT4. So I'm really trying my best. I already tried 10 times already, but still not able to come in. Okay, finally I've managed to pull in. Oh gosh, first time. Okay, guys, this is tough. This morning gold opening price is 4002, MLP is 3993. So basically, in short, the market opening price was above MLP. But when it trade below MLP, it became a sell. All right, very clear. Now, one thing to note, I told you guys why am I selling gold, because it's below the MA30. Right, as long as the gold stay below MA30, which is about 4055 now, the market will prefer to sell than to buy. All right. Now, some of you inform me that KEL, the KCX at the bottom, isn't that telling you a bottoming sign? Yes and no. Yes, it's because you can see indeed that was near the bottom of the cycle. No, it's because there's no yellow candle yet. So we cannot enter the market recklessly by just seeing the KCX. It's not how we do it here. Yeah. Okay, so now one thing to note is that gold today, I believe, may test 3952. Now, why are the reason? Number one is below OP right now. Okay, check. Number two is red in candle. Check. Number three is below MLP. Check. Number four, is there any diamond? Is that the KSI is red? Check. Number five, is there a diamond anywhere? Let's check the diamond. Okay, let's check the diamond. Okay, so okay, so you can see once again, I'm very limited to my MT4 right now because of the internet connectivity. Okay, I know the diamond is somewhere at the bottom there, yeah, but just need to show it to you. Okay, anyway, I remember the chart. So while we're waiting for this to do this, okay, out of 5 elements, 4 elements tells me favoring to the sell side. So this is the day chart analysis, okay? So that's why this morning I prefer to sell than to buy. Okay, this is something that you must take note, yeah? Okay, so now the thing is this, I'm still not able to even move my chart a little bit. So based on this reason, today sell will be a better choice, okay, than to buy. Okay, I cannot get my chart in. I can't touch my 5 minute. So I need to wait for a while, because there's a lot of transmission between us, Zoom, and so many countries at the same time. I think that's the reason why it got stuck. Okay, I'm using my phone to do this, yeah? Thank you, Richard. Richard tells me that there's a diamond. 5 minute, no, we need to use day chart. 5 minute is 5 minute. Okay, when we use the diamond, when you talk about day chart analysis, the diamond on the day chart is what you use for analysis. But when you go to the 5 minute, to trade 5 minute chart, use the 5 minute diamonds. Yeah, so 2 different contexts here. Okay, but thank you, Richard, for sharing that from Singapore. I'm using this my phone to do the hotspot. Yeah, I think the 5 minute the diamond in the day chart is right at the left side, so it's not too far away. Okay, I'm trying my best to do the 5 minute, but I think the transmission is not letting me do it because there's too many things ongoing. Okay, what I can do is this: I stop my sharing first. Maybe that will help a little bit. I try to squeeze in some bandwidth to the MT4 side, and hopefully it work. But if it doesn't work, then we may have to stop the transmission of today's Zoom, yeah, until we get a better way to resolve this. We do have some answer to that. I'm getting some friends from my Vietnam side to assist me, try to do that. Okay, as I'm speaking right now, it is very clear that I cannot toggle anything on my MT4. Okay, so I think we have to end it off in a way, unfortunately, and I have to pass the information through the charts. All right, just give me another 1 minute or so. We try. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, because I can see that on my side here, the MT4 is not moving at all right now. It's stopped. Yeah. Okay. 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 This is bad. Oh, it's better than yesterday. Yesterday it was total delay telecast. Okay, guys, I think I have to throw in the towel. I have to end the transmission right now. I'm so sorry. We'll try our best to get something better by tomorrow. We are looking to do that, yeah? So guys, once again, let me repeat myself. I am not comfortable to hold on to the US market as of today. I'm also not comfortable to hold on to the gold side. I believe gold will go down a little bit to 3952. and then maybe I'll watch a market. The KCB for the gold is 3931, the lower KCB. So that one will be a very important base, all right, for all traders. Okay, guys, thank you for coming in. Thank you, Gabriel, for coming from Australia. Thank you, Jim. Right, guys, take care, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.